Yep, time to finish you guys up. So I should probably explain how these Judiciars came to be, and it's really quite simple. I saw the model, and I saw that no one was actually really working on them. And I had a lot of ideas about the pose and maybe what the hourglass could do if given the right attention, and especially those swords. I thought they were awesome, and I really wanted to kind of give them a more unique feel for each of these characters, and so that's what I did. So for every one of these guys, I wanted them to have a unique feel. And let's start with this guy right here. He was the first one that I did, and I was just learning really how to kit bash and stuff, but I thought it would be awesome if I could get him in a more aggressive pose, really kind of leaning into what that sword could do. And I'm pretty proud. And I didn't really like the head sculpt, so I put a hood on him. And this is all going to a Dark Angels army, so I had to cleave away to get in some of that Dark Angel iconography that I'm so desperate for, on both shoulders, of course. And actually, if you look on the battle skirt right there, you can see a little bit of the Dark Angels iconography there as well. And I put his the hourglass on his buttocks because I wanted that hand free to really give it a sense of motion as he's moving forward. And this right here is more the leader. I've magnetized his foot so he can come off and on the base. And that's just because I wanted to learn how to do it. But, yeah, I've given him his gun because it fit the holster perfectly. And I just really wanted to see what it would look like because I thought it would look awesome. And, well, it does. And he's given more of that leadership look with just how he doesn't have his hood on. His hair is flowing down, and the fact that I've added all this stuff to his right shoulder, and it really just gives him a sense of authority, especially with this kind of tilted handguard, and then how he has the hourglass over his shoulder. It's really cool to have this guy look like a leader, and how he's charging forward with these guys kind of swarming around him. And that leads us to this boy right here. This is the most aggressive posed one, and he's also the one that I was fixing in the beginning because his hand fell off. That's what I get for leaving these guys alone for too long. And he doesn't stand on his own at all. He just kind of falls. But the reason that I did it like this is because I want him to be posed like this, like he's charging forward. And I want it to look like he's thrown his hourglass into the ground, almost like he's activating it or something. And as for what I did to the model, well, I added some more kind of cloak effects, added some kind of extra tassels and such to really make him look unique. And beyond that, he's holding his sword in a backhand pose because I want him to really look like he is just full throttle going into battle. Also, I moved his gun, his gun holster to that side right there, so it looks like he can just reach around his back and pull it out real quick. And, well, that's kind of the story about how I thought up of each of these guys right here. But now that these guys are ready to be based and everything, we are faced with a new question. How do we base them, and what should we base them with? What should we use indeed? Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm already fully aware what we're going to be using. For our base, we are going to be using some Mod Podge. We're going to be using Battleground Snow, Battlefield Rocks, and Brown Battleground. With that, we're also going to be using this little mixture of Mod Podge, some dish soap, and some water, plus this Gorilla Glue, a little bit of Mr. Just, and some green stuff. Good old green stuff. And just to give you guys a little bit more faith in me, I've done this before. Now this right here is the first base plate that I've ever terrained. But I've been practicing with the Tech Marine you saw, the Chaplain you saw, and an army that I'm currently working on for myself. To make a long story short, I got skills. So without further ado, let's get started. To start off with, I got out some green stuff and I started to push in the battlefield rocks into it to really give it a sense of some flowing terrain with a bit of ruggedness to it. As for that little plate that the commander is standing on, that's just an extra bit from another project. Either way, this part is pretty simple. It's just a matter of shoving in rocks to green stuff and getting a sense of fluidity. So here are the Judiciars. So far, the commander's stepping on his little iron plate, which I'm going to be painting silver later. The super aggressive guy is a little bit above his hourglass to make it really look like he stabbed that into the ground in a hurry. And then this guy, he's just on a bit of a snowbank. You can kind of see his feet are really sunk into the ground right there, which is what I'm really going for with him. So now we just need to wait for the green stuff to dry. So now the green stuff is dry, and this guy's basically ready to get some extra steps put in. Same with this guy, but the commander right here, I want to give him some extra attention because of that reason. His the one magnet in his foot isn't enough to really get him on here stably, so what I did is I marked out 2 pieces with a black Sharpie where I am going to drill into and hopefully get another magnet in there, so that'll be fun to do. Now that the commander has his magnets installed, it's a matter of waiting for the glue to now settle. But in the meantime, we can work on these guys and start adding some rocks and some other little features. So these guys will be ready for snowing next, but I'd just like to show you what I've done, and I really like this. Just with how I added the Primaris helmet, then I drilled a hole into the side of the skull, kind of cleaved it up a bit to make it really look damaged, and then there's also the pebbles to accentuate the rocks a bit more. Then this guy over here, I used the Gorilla Glue to kind of make a incline towards the blast radius, and in that blast radius you can see that there's a human skull. Using the big old box of skulls was probably my best idea. And then this slacker right here, he's just drying up still. So now I'm just gonna wait for these guys to dry again, and then we're gonna move on to the snowing. Well, here they are, guys. The based Judiciars, whichever it is. And again, still very proud of how they came out. And all that's left is to paint them. Yeah, all I need to do is paint them.
Chicken. Bang.
Warlord.
Chicken man! Chicken man!
Chicken man.
Chicken.
So what did you do with Warlord?
Chicken.
Wait, what? You did what?
Chicken.
Wait, so is there any way to get him back?
Chicken.
Wait. So all I need to do is paint and build all my figurines?
Chicken.
Wait. So that's all I need to do to get the soul back?
Chicken.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll see you when I'm done.
Chicken.
Alright. All I need to do is finish my projects. And then I can finish you.